Hi, I'm Lauren Abbott. I'm the Community Affairs Manager at King Spalding. I am a United Way donor, a community investment volunteer, and I'm the Employee Campaign Manager at my firm at King Spalding. And my why that I'm involved with United Way and why I give back to the community is pretty simple. Atlanta is my hometown. I was born and raised here. And I want to make sure that every child who was born and raised in Atlanta has the same opportunities that I did when I was growing up here. There are two statistics that we talk about a lot that always resonate with me, and the first is that Atlanta has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, rates of upward mobility of any city in the country. So if you were born in poverty here, the likelihood that you're going to remain in poverty as you grow up is like less than 1 in 25 that you're going to get out of poverty. And the second is that we have 500,000 children in Atlanta who are living in communities with low or very low child well-being. So when I was a little girl, my mom was part of a group that would prepare and serve dinner at Nicola's house, which is a United Way partner agency, and she would load up my brother and I, and we would go along, and you had to be 12 or 15 or something like that to work in the kitchen. And so before we were old enough, we would just play with the kids who were living in the shelter. And I remember thinking that those kids were just like me, but they didn't have their own house. They were struggling, they were changing schools, and just in talking to them, you kind of learned a little bit more about their lives and realized, I think my brother and I realized at a really young age how lucky we were. And I think that that's kind of the crux of why I give back through United Way, is that, if you have food on your table and a roof over your head and a family that loves and supports you, access to health care, you went to good schools, good education, you have a job, that really makes you one of the luckiest people in the world. And that sounds a little dramatic, I get that, but it's absolutely true when you think about where you could have been born or the circumstances that you could have been born into. So to be able to check off all those boxes, I think it's not only your responsibility or your obligation to give back. I think it's a privilege and an honor to serve other people, to be in the position to serve other people and give them a seat at the table, give them a hand up so that they can create their own good fortune. So that's my why.